can we improve our karate punches? So speaking specifically about Gyakuzuki, the reverse punch. Okay, so we're punching with the opposite arm and leg, the kind of staple of Shotokan karate. I'm going to go over a few different exercises that you can help to develop yours, and hopefully you can implement it in your training and improve your karate as a result. So the first thing we need to think about is technically what are we doing? We must make sure we are connecting with the first two knuckles, okay? So the first two knuckles on the fist is where we're landing. So what we need to do then is we need to make sure that these knuckles are lined up correctly along the arm. Okay, any bend in the wrist or anything is going to cause a buckling and cause us an injury, as well as obviously making the punch ineffective. So we'll start off with a first exercise to try and develop that alignment. And what that's going to be is a press up on the knuckles. So what we want to do is we want to take our first two knuckles, as I said, put them onto the floor, okay, and then start to put our weight onto those positions there, that position there, okay. We can start off just by doing like a kind of a plank, holding a plank position or a press up position, just to get the feeling of those knuckles being straight and lined up with the arm correctly. And from here we can start to do push-ups once you've got through that, once you've sort of developed the capacity to be able to do that on these knuckles. Obviously it's easier on the mats like this, but it's still possible to do on the harder floor. But what I don't want to do, and I see all the time, is people sitting on these bottom three knuckles when you do these press-ups, okay? Often it's kind of turned onto these ones and they're working this way. In order for Gyakuzuki, at least in Shotokan, we want to get these fingers, or the first two knuckles, on the floor here, underneath the shoulders, and then pressing up from there, driving through those first two, in order to kind of condition those and get the alignment correctly for our punches. So now we've got the correct hand position for punching, we want to then think about what the body's doing. We want to make sure that the body is connected to the punch, so I'm not just punching my arm only. I want to be using my body to generate the force. Okay, so I'm going to be twisting my hips, letting the torso come in and pushing through the floor as well. Okay, so it wants to be as a solid a unit, everything working at the same time. I don't like this idea where the hip fires and the hand comes off as a result. I like to generate force here, start sending a punch and then kick the hip in behind it. This way, so it's as if my hand is coming here and then the hip and the leg and the shoulder drives forwards into that target, this way. Okay, so an exercise we can make is just start sending a hand in and twisting into that punch. From here, sending a hand in and twisting in, so we're connecting the body with that punch. This leads then into the next exercise. So the next thing then is to use a band to create some resistance behind that punch. It's not necessarily about having too much resistance, it's about understanding how we're pressing force forwards. That's what I want to kind of try to aim to achieve. So I want to get some resistance on the band before we've even started to punch. Don't start a bit slack back here, okay? So from here, hand on the side or the hip position and press through and twist it again. Okay, this is not about going fast, I'm just getting here, making sure I'm pushing, using the floor, pushing against that band. This way and back. Pushing against that band. Here. One, connecting the body up. Push, this way. Push. We can either have a cover by the head, or you can make traditional hikite, it's your choice. Okay, I like to cover most of the time from here. So, pressing through the ground, and then as a result, the hip, and as a result, the shoulder, and then the arm. This way. Okay? So finally, and what I consider probably most important is impact work. You know, no amount of punching in thin air is going to teach us how to punch. So it's important we hit something. You know, Makiwara, kick shield, this kind of stuff. Anything we land in a punch on is going to give us immediate feedback. If I hit this with a buckled wrist, it's going to tell me about it straight away. So I'm going to have to adjust my technique as I go. And what we can do for this is we can start at a finish point from here. I like to have the hand not fully rotated because we're not fully extended yet. Okay, I don't want to hit with a dead straight arm this way. I want to still keep some bend and have the arm or the fist not completely rotated. So I can start from here and I can just get that feeling of connecting the hip into the target here. Just kind of this position and just pushing. Just pushing. Just pushing. It's not a punch as such as yet, but I'm just getting that connection through the hip. Start taking it further back and getting that feeling. And then we're going to go for a full punch, you know? So from here, connect the hip, hand, body, into the target. This way. So traditionally we would have this hikite position with the back hand. I like to train various different things. You can make a cover next to the head, this kind of thing. If you're thinking more about sparring, you know, you can cover high, cover on the opposite side, cover this side, make a parry on the way down, that kind of thing. Or of course you can practice your traditional hikate position as well. That's your choice. But I like to sort of think practically about my technique as well, and think how we're going to use it in either sparring or in maybe a self-defense situation or something like that. Okay, so there's a few different ideas there to try and develop your Gyakuzuki beyond just simply practicing technique in the thin air. Let me know if you learned anything or if you enjoyed the video. Drop a comment below and I'll see you in the next one.